Alright, you guys, so welcome to the Souls-like tier list. We are going to be ranking every single Souls-like game and every single Souls game. So From Software games and any other Souls-like game. I'm an enthusiast. I have beaten every single game on this list, okay? I'm a Souls-like enjoyer, bro. I love me a good Souls-like. So I think I'm very qualified to rank this. Like I said, this is From Software and other, Souls-like games that aren't from software. I don't know what else to call the genre but Souls-like, so that's why we're combining them. So let's go ahead and start with Bloodborne. Absolute S tier. For sure S tier, bro. Bloodborne is an absolute classic, man. Just an amazing game. Straight up amazing. And if you guys have played Bloodborne, you know, bro. Bloodborne is S tier for sure. Code Vein. Now, ooh, okay. I enjoyed this game, but I know there's some people who are critical of it, but I do think it's one of the best Souls-like copies, okay? And like, it was one of the earlier Souls-like copies. With that being said, I'm gonna say it's B. I'm gonna say it's B. I think you could put this game at A. I'm gonna say it's B though. So yeah, let's go ahead and keep going. Dark Souls Remastered. Dark Souls 1 is an A tier game. I love Dark Souls 1, and I low-key personally think Dark Souls 1 is top 3 From Software games. Now, let's go ahead and move on to its evil twin, Dark Souls 2. Now, I hate Dark Souls 2. Straight up, I hate this game. You know why? Because, what makes a Souls game good is, like, fun boss design, and it's challenging, but the boss design is, like, cool, right? Fun boss fights, character progression, all of that. It takes away all of that from you, in my opinion. It strips it all away, and this game is just about being hard. And I don't like that, because obviously Souls-like games are supposed to be difficult, they're supposed to be challenging, they're supposed to be hard. Dark Souls 2 sucks all the enjoyment out of it, though. Like, its whole gimmick is it's a hard video game. And for that reason, dude, I'm putting it at D. Dark Souls 2 is From Software's worst game. That might be the craziest take of all time. I don't care, dude. Like, it takes everything from Dark Souls 1 and just makes it less fun, dude. And it's easily the worst Dark Souls game. It's easily the worst From Software game, in my opinion. Some people are going to think that opinion's absolutely crazy, because there's some people who love Dark Souls 2. I personally hate it. I'm sorry. Call me bad. I don't care. I've beaten all of these games. Garbage game. Okay, let's move on. Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 is S. Dark Souls 3 is S. I don't care. Dark Souls 3 is S. I love Dark Souls 3. What a conclusion to the trilogy, if it is the conclusion. As of now, it is the conclusion to the trilogy. Fun game, fun weapons, cool, and it led us into Elden Ring. It's a great predecessor. Demon Souls. Demon Souls. It's hard because it's a remake of such an old game. All right, let me scroll down. Sorry. Demon Souls is such a hard game for me to rank because I love it, but if we look at what it is, it's C. It's C tier. It's From Software's second worst game. And I know you're gonna think that's crazy, but it's literally the original adventure. Obviously they had a lot to work on. It feels really bland. There's a lot of quality of life issues. Demon Souls is C. Elden Ring, dude, I have to put this at S. I have to put this at S. This is From Soft's best game, in my opinion. It's obviously their best selling. It's S tier for sure. Lies of P. Okay, Lies of P is an absolute masterpiece, man. Absolute masterpiece. And a part of me wants to put Lies of P at S. And it's like, would that be fair? Would Lies of P, does Lies of P hold up to Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, and Elden Ring? Yes, it does. I'm sorry, it does. Because the storytelling in this game is phenomenal. The combat, phenomenal. There's some things here and there, but the game itself is just so incredibly unique. I think Lies of P is S tier, and if you've played Lies of P, you know this game's got crazy lore. It's got just everything you look for in a Souls-like. It's awesome. Definitely S tier. Now, Lords of the Fallen. Okay, Lords of the Fallen. This is the 2014 edition. We have Lords of the Fallen, the new one right here. So this is the old one. This game's ass. This game is straight up ass, bro. F tier. and I've played this game. I played this game when I was younger. I thought it was ass, bro. Definitely, Dark Souls 2 is definitely better. This is complete garbage. I'm sorry, but it is. The OG Lords of the Fallen. We'll get to the new one in a sec. Neo 2. Now, the Neo games are really easy Souls-likes. That's kind of what they're known for. Is they're basically just easy Dark Souls. Neo 2 is B, and Neo 1 is B. They're great games, and especially if you love samurai games, definitely play them. They're great. There's just an easier Dark Souls. It's fun. Remnant from the Ashes. This isn't Remnant 2. Remnant 2 is right here. This is the first one. I'm gonna have to put this at B, and people love this game. It's niche. There's a lot of issues though that Remnant 2 fixes, so I'm gonna put it at B. Sekiro, A tier for sure. A tier. You could put Sekiro at S, I think. However, I think it's A tier. I think it's A tier. I think it's Dark Souls level. Jedi Fallen Order, B tier. I didn't like how slow it was. I'm gonna be honest. There was some really. It took me a while to get into this game, but once I did, I liked it a lot. It's pretty good. That brings us into Jedi Survivor, which I'm gonna say is A. Now let me cook, bro. Jedi Survivor is so overhated. Okay, I'm sorry, but it is. It fixes on all the issues that I had with Jedi Fallen Order, like the combat. It was slow. Jedi Fallen Order had a lot of puzzles. Jedi Survivor doesn't. It kind of gets straight into the action. Some people were kind of upset with Jedi Survivor because the combat wasn't as intricate as we thought it was. I think Jedi Survivor got snubbed for Game of the Year in 2023. I don't think it should have won Game of the Year. Okay, let me just say that. I don't think it should have won Game of the Year. I think it got snubbed from being one of the candidates. I think Jedi Survivor is great. I understand EA made the game, but if you look at Jedi Survivor for what it is, it's great. Now, the PC launch for this game was terrible, okay? Let's not let that slide either. The PC launch was trash, but if you're playing this game on the console, it's pretty good. That's what I have to say about Jedi Survivor. Right now, at this point in time, it's A tier. I'm sorry, but it is. It's so good. Stranger's Paradise Final Fantasy, A tier. I love Final Fantasy, and to see it be adapted to a Souls-like was actually really cool. And it's honestly one of the best Final Fantasy games in my opinion. And a lot of Final Fantasy fans will get mad at me for saying that because they don't like that Final Fantasy is taking the route of, you know, all this new combat and these new mechanics, and it's trying to appeal to a younger generation. But I think it's great, honestly. I love me a Final Fantasy game that's not turn-based. I'm not gonna lie, turn-based combat puts me to sleep, and Souls-like Final Fantasy combat works so well, and I love it. So it's A tier in my opinion. Okay, so the Surge 2 and the Surge, these are interesting Souls-likes, and some people are gonna hate me, but I think both of these are C tier. I don't know what it is about these games, but it just something doesn't it just doesn't click with these games in my opinion. At least for me, like, I don't know. It just feels clunky. It doesn't really engage me. It doesn't catch my attention as much as these other games. It's C tier. Some people may hate me for that because I think the Surge probably has a good fan base of people who enjoy these two games, but I don't know. I can't get into it. It's not really for me. Wolong Fallen Dynasty, right here. This is hard, man. Wolong Fallen Dynasty falls in at B tier. It's great. It's great. But I feel like it was overshadowed by Lies of P and Lords of the Fallen. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, I'm low-key gonna put it at C tier. I feel like it lacked behind the other Souls-like games that came out in 2023. Doesn't take away from it, but I don't know, man. It's like the Surge for me. I feel like it's like the Surge, just something doesn't click with Wolong. Maybe I'm, you know, I don't know. Maybe I got the TikTok attention span. I don't know. Ashen. This is one of the first Souls-like copies, or like this kind of made like Souls-like copies popular. I think it's B tier. It's cool. Like what it is it's cool. Like for what it is, it's pretty interesting. Not too much to say about it, honestly. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, that was a pretty cool game. It's got a cool art style. I don't know. It goes at B tier, in my opinion. Mortal Shell. This game's really slow. I'm putting it at C. This game is, I don't know, man. It had some interesting mechanics with like the body shell sort of thing going on. I just couldn't get into it though. I couldn't get into it like that. It didn't feel right, dude. I don't know. There's something, but it was really clunky, I guess is the way to describe it. Steel Rising. So forgettable, dude. I'm putting it at C tier also. I'm sorry, this game was forgettable for me personally. It's not necessarily a bad game. I don't know. I just don't think the concept of what it is really works for a Souls-like. It's meh. I did enjoy it though, but it's meh, bro. Thymesia, another game that, dude, this game is good. It's good, but once again, it's like nothing here sticks with me. I have to put it at C, dude, because nothing from Thymesia stuck with me. Maybe, I don't know, dude. I don't know what it is, because some people will say that game's a masterpiece, and honestly, I guarantee you there's some people out there who would put that game at S tier. But I don't think it's S tier. I think it's meh, in my opinion. Remnant 2. Remnant 2. Alright, Remnant 2 is A. And I think Remnant 2 is A because the replayability of Remnant 2 is what makes it special, and the story is honestly pretty good. It is a little bit grindy. It has those grindy elements in it, and I kind of don't like that. But I think the future is bright from Remnant, because any issue I had with Remnant from the Ashes, Remnant 2 fixed, and Remnant 2 is something that is niche, I feel like, for Souls-like enjoyers and just people who enjoy that sort of genre game. The whole concept of Dark Souls with guns is really weird, but I think Remnant 2 is honestly probably the best adaptation of that, so it goes at A, in my opinion. We already did Demon Souls, so there's the copy. Now, Lords of the Fallen 2023. Lords of the Fallen 2023, bro. Ooh. I'm putting it at B tier because this game had some elements of it that it had that gimmick that I hate with Dark Souls 2. That's literally like just, you know, it's just hard for no reason. Like that's its gimmick. It's just hard area. It's unfair, you know. Oh, this game is so hard. And I didn't like that with Lords of the Fallen, and it felt like a copy and paste Dark Souls game. I'm not gonna lie, there were some off-brand Dark Souls elements, and that kind of threw me off a little bit, but Lords of the Fallen 2023 is definitely miles better than this piece of garbage right here. And I honestly had a fun time with it. I sunk like 40 hours into it at the end of the day. I played it through twice, and it's, at the end of the day, it's a good Souls-like. Not much else to say. What do you guys think of this tier list? Tell me what you guys think of this tier list, okay? And I think the biggest thing here that's going to piss a lot of people off is Dark Souls 2 at D tier, and I have all of these other games ahead of Dark Souls 2, but like I said, dude, Dark Souls 2 is not a good video game. I'm sorry. This is what I think the biggest problem with Dark Souls 2 is, you know, Dark Souls 1 came out and it was, you know, it got attention for being hard, and FromSoft saw that and thought that the reason Dark Souls 1 was so praised and people loved it was because it was hard. And so they made Dark Souls 2, and they just wanted to make it as frustrating as possible. And some people just eat it up. And, you know, if that's what you look for in a Souls-like, that's fine. But for me personally, I want more than a challenge. I like the challenge in Souls-likes, but I want it to have more substance, and it doesn't feel like it. So Dark Souls 2, it's garbage, man. I'm sorry, but it's cheesy garbage, man. Maybe I'm just bad at this game, but I don't know, bro. That's my take on Dark Souls 2. I think that's definitely going to get a lot of comments on this video. I don't care, though. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Comment down below what I should have done better. Anyways, I'll catch you. Peace.